Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carter Walker, and I'm in Hawaii right now on my honeymoon. My wife is currently asleep, not feeling too good in bed, and instead of leaving her, decided to come out here and do some videos because I'm a loser. Yeah, let's go. So I apologize for the setup. I guess it's not the best, but oh well. This probably won't be a super long video anyways, partially just because I want to actually enjoy my time here, but I was kind of thinking about making this before I left. I just didn't really get any time. I watched Palm Springs on Hulu. Actually rewatched it. I really enjoyed this movie. I saw it like the day it came out because I really enjoy Andy Samberg and most of the comedies that he puts out, like Popstar and Hot Rod. I really enjoy That's My Boy. I'm not too big of a fan of, but that's okay. But yeah, this is, something that kind of flew under the radar for most people. It came out in 2020 during quarantine and COVID and everything, and I don't really hear it get talked about a ton, so I kind of wanted to bring it up a little bit. Starting out with the positives, one, I just think Andy Samberg does such a great job as Niles here, someone who's just very carefree and someone who's very, Andy Samberg-ish. He has excellent chemistry with Sarah. I think that both of them do a really good job of bringing this like nihilistic performance and like outlook on life that slowly gets morphed into something more meaningful and something less mundane as the movie goes on. And I think that the movie as a romantic comedy does a really good job of balancing the comedy with also like the existential dread of living in a time loop. Like, I think my favorite thing about this movie is that Niles has been doing this for so long that he actually could be like hundreds of years old. Like, Niles has everything down to a science. He says he's been doing this for so long. He doesn't even remember his life before. And I think that's something that's super interesting that gets explored only in this movie. I've seen quite a few time loop movies, like Groundhog Day, Edge of Tomorrow. Oh my gosh, how many time loop movies are there? Why am I just thinking of two? That's weird. But I just feel like this movie does something very unique that adds to the genre quite a bit, where you always see the protagonist in these movies get stuck in the time loop for such a long time, but with Niles, it's like years and years and years. Like, he's so old, he doesn't remember anything. He has just essentially given up. And I like that this movie focuses on that aspect, because in most time loop movies, you have the before their normal life, and then they get stuck in the time loop, and then there's the first few days where they try and get out, and then they try other things, and then they just kind of give up in the middle part, and that's where the rising action comes in, as they give up and they don't want to do anything, and then suddenly they discover a way to get out, and that's like, when the climax happens. What I like about Palm Springs is that it starts and you're already in the time loop, and it follows Sarah getting into the time loop, and then they just give up super quick because they don't have any other way. I like the aspect of that and how it just kind of follows them in their love story in this time loop, and it shows like Sarah's relationship with her future brother-in-law and them like sleeping together before the wedding, and it shows Niles and his girlfriend, I always forget her name, just kind of like hating each other and how he deals with that. And then it also shows, I like the way it explores Niles and Roy's relationship. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Niles goes to see Roy, and Roy tells Niles like he's able to like watch his kids, he can't see them grow up, and how he hated Niles for that, but how he kind of moved on and forgave him, and he can see them in this single day, his wife, and he's learned to appreciate that. It's something where it's like the crux of the movie, where it changes Niles' outlook on a lot of things. I think it's a fun movie. I really enjoy the comedy here. It makes me laugh, and also is very touching. I think it does a great job with the emotion as well. Honestly, for mixed and negatives, I really don't have anything here. This is just one of those movies that I can rewatch like countless times and still enjoy myself. This is probably one of the most underrated movies I've ever seen. I really don't hear people talk about it too much. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm just like not talking to the right people. But yeah, if you haven't seen Palm Springs already, it's on Hulu for free. I highly recommend it. One of my favorite like time loop comedies, along with Groundhog Day. And then Edge of Tomorrow isn't really a comedy, but it's just a freaking great movie. So yeah, that was pretty much it for the video. all in all, go see Palm Springs. It's just on Hulu, so go check it out. Well, guys, that's all for today. Have you seen Palm Springs? What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I'm Carter. Have a great rest of your day.